see if this works. Okay, we're live. How do I share the stream? Okay. Let's see. Hello, welcome in everybody. This is an impromptu live stream. Hold on, let me just turn on my don't disturb or everything because I'm sharing my whole screen. It's a tell-all. It's a tell-all. Let's see here. Let's put this on LinkedIn. Let people know. Surprise on a Tuesday. Live with an impromptu stream. Let's see. Intune, autopilot, migration, whatever. That's fine. Okay. Well, howdy, y'all. It's 10 people so far. That's pretty good. You didn't even know what I was doing. I could be doing some outlandish, crazy shit here on a Tuesday morning. No, I'm fixing the device migration solution. Does it work on GCC tenants as well? Yeah. It does work on GCC tenants. The autopilot part doesn't. And I'm glad. Let me try to close some of this stuff here. A little mess. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I've been working the last 2 days. I get this warning also, chat, about YouTube's this bit rate. It's complaining about something. The bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Just shout out if everything looks fine and sounds fine. I can never figure this out. Streaming's different from recording, and I just don't. It's like another thing. I don't want to put. I don't want to put time into. You know. What does this publish? On the phone, it's fine. It looks fine, and audio is great. Yeah, see, YouTube, they don't know anything. All right, thank you. So in my Discord, oh, Lisa's blowing up now because she's like, you went live. Very clear though. She says volume is low. That's you, Lisa. Every time I talk to Lisa, if you don't know Lisa, she's a mod in my. It's not just a mod; she's a very good friend, and colleague, and mod in the Discord. And every time we talk, there she goes. She complains she can't hear me. So it's definitely Lisa. I think we're all in agreement that it's her problem. Um, okay. So what I'm doing is, uh, based on the Discord, the device migration solution has been having issues. And there goes Joe now. He's another. Man, this is the problem. If you get friends, I love your videos. They're very helpful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad it's helpful. Um, that's kind of the point. I'm gonna raise the volume a bit. In here, other people want to be nice. I personally don't care if I'm nice to you. Thank you, Lisa. Let me start with my. If it improves at all, let me know. Let me start with my train of thought, which is there's been issues with the migration solution I see in the Discord, and if you're in there, uh, I am watching it. I am paying attention. It's just things are really crazy busy, so it's been a little difficult to get to everything. But I took a look at the problem, and so far, what I've come up with is the provisioning package wasn't working from my lab. It turned out, actually, I guess I'll just resume because, oh, hold on. That's the actual stream analytics. That's what I see. Let me move that because I have to be able to see Intune. So, Sorry, there's a lot going on here. So this was the source lab, the source tenant. And basically, hey, somebody said, hey, back to you. I can't pronounce that name because it's some cool symbols. But hey. Um, okay, so where are we here? So I had a bunch of baselines in here. This was the starting tenant. So I don't really use it a lot. And there was just a bunch of off the cuff. It was either the EUC toolbox or it was the one of the open baselines. It wasn't James's open baseline. It was something like that. And what I noticed is the provisioning package, which is critical to the migration, didn't work, which makes sense. A lot of people told me there were failures. And what ended up happening is there was this policy. I'm trying to look for it now. It has a stupid name too. It was additional security settings. I'm not seeing it because I'm being a little dense here. Data collection, store settings. I hope I didn't delete it. I might have deleted it. That sounds like something I would totally do. Oh, additional security. It's on the bottom. Which was basically a bunch of baseline stuff, and under the security node, add allow provisioning package was blocked. So I'm going to basically turn this one back on because we're about to test it. Because when I ran a machine through, thank you, Alex, thanks. There's a slight delay, so if it's annoying too because I watch people live and I'm like trying to talk and you're seeing it a little bit delayed, but that's okay. When I excluded the device from everything, it worked. And the provisioning package worked. And that's the most important thing you can do, right? So like I'll show you here. I have the package I'm working on. Win32, V9. Yes, it is V9. Whatever I fix in here is going in. There will be a V9, so this is a way to announce it. I just dropped the package on a desktop and ran it with PowerShell, and it worked just fine. And then I was able to catch the error in the act on a managed device, and it did say it errored out. So actually, we should get this device enrolled. RubixDevLab.com. And we get some MFA, which I absolutely hate. You know how I feel. If this is your first time, well, it's not your first time listening to me, but if it's the first time you've heard me say this, MFA in my own lab feels like being asked to present a key to use the bathroom in my house. It angers me. And I don't like it, but that's okay. We're supposed to be secure, and we're supposed to be zero trust. What is going on here? Customization. Yeah, I don't really get that. YouTube still confuses me, so it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna enroll that device in the tenant. Trust no one except Steve. I don't know about that, Lisa. I don't know about that. Okay, so all right, we're going to enroll that. In the meantime, that's what I want to check. I want to look at the actual baselines, and see if they include that by default. I probably should know, but I don't pay that much attention to it. So if we go to the security baseline for Windows 10, actually, Lisa, since you're here, do you mind throwing this in the migration channel to let people know I'm live? Like, take this link. I also have a minimal setup in a sense of policies and have the enrollment problem. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be several things, so we're going to work through it. Do you have a baseline? I'd be curious to know if you have this base. Well, let's look at the baseline. Are you using Autopilot V2 for this demo? No, I skipped Autopilot because it doesn't really matter. I just want the machine enrolled fast. I do use Autopilot V2 quite a bit, especially as they're making it better. But no, this is just straight up original. The camera has an issue. We're using VMs with VMware Workstation. For every script would not be able to get the Intune device ID. No, you don't have baselines. Changes the works. However, the solution broke halfway. I would unjoin from one tenant and remove the trace from autopilot. Would not join the new tenant. Yeah. So what's probably happening is here. I'll just put test. Cool. I see everything. I'm gonna get to it. So if I go down to, all right. So it's not here by default. So I wonder, well, we're about to see because I re-enabled the baseline with the exception of blocking adding the provisioning policy. So we'll see if anything else blocks it. Basically, something changed, right? Because everything worked like a month ago or even sooner. So not 100% sure. So we'll find it, but it's definitely policy, right? The one thing you should do, though, is if you're having an enrollment issue, and I'm going to actually demo this as well, we'll use Hyperpilot to make a new VM quickly. You got to eat your own dog food, right? So I do use Hyperpilot quite a bit. I've used Hyperpilot for a while before I released it to the public. So I'm going to call this PPKG. It'll name it for me. We'll use 24H2. No V2. I'll leave my default settings. That'll spin up a Hyper-V machine for me. Newbie question. How do I get access to the subscribe? Okay, so probably members. Because, yeah, subscribed is... it's free to subscribe. That just means I actually know. I guess you get alerted when I get new videos come out. You got to be on the desktop app because on the phone, I don't think it's there. But on the desktop app, there's usually a join thing under the videos, and that takes you to the member stuff. And it's only $4 a month USD, so it's very little. And there is something big coming out on the members. There haven't been a ton of members videos lately, but there's some exclusive courses coming soon. So thank you for that. Rubix dev lab.com. All right, let's sign in and see what the deal is. Okay. So the first thing, oh, I didn't mean to create a new VM. Whatever, we'll close that. There's my package one. Let's fire that up. Come on, can we please start? We're live here, buddy. Okay. Okay, let's leave that. What happened to this device? Didn't I just enroll this? Or I might be losing my mind. I thought we just enrolled this. I'm not really sure why it reverted back, unless I'm losing track of my VMs. No, we did just enroll that one. You definitely did. Yeah, right? It's like, you know, you spend enough time in a basement. Alright, this one on the right, I'm just trying to get to the... I'll move this one. This is getting too crazy. Let's move that one, because that one I'm just going to provision to the desktop to make my point. Actually, you know what? I already have a VM in that state. Let me turn this off for now. Turn off. Let's apply that. Okay. You lost connection. Pretty sure I didn't. Oh, this is the part where just Hyperpilot, not Hyperpilot, Hyper-V stops working, even though I've been using it forever with no issue. Got it. Got it. Ridiculous. Yeah, totally. Everything wants to troll me when I'm streaming or live. At least recording, I can like pause it and have some silent rage off camera. That's why I don't say fuck in my videos, because I get to pause it. I don't get aggravated enough. but live, it's all anyone's guess. Michael, thank you for joining. I appreciate that. There's a ton of stuff already there, and more stuff coming. I don't know. Maybe one day if we get big enough, I'll like raffle off some hats or get Rubik's T-shirts. Even though these are a little bit one of a kind at the moment. I gotta figure out how to sell merch without because knowing me, I would get these made, and order 1,000 of them, and they would just be sitting in the kitchen, and no one would buy them. So, all right, we'll let this guy set up again. I'm pretty sure. Let's all keep an eye on it because I'm pretty sure it went through ESP. I've been since the ones in Orlando trying to make it back out. I went to Microsoft Ignite last year. It was in Chicago. Yeah, I used to go to the Orlando ones. I was there in 16, 7. It's already enrolled. Yeah, I know it's already enrolled. No shit, it's already enrolled because we just enrolled it. Oh my gosh, it's your telling me it's already enrolled. Like I don't know that. Because it's your problem, buddy. 7755. 7755. Yeah, I know you're already enrolled. Device not found. Well, that's an infinite loop we can't get out of, so I'm just going to turn that machine off and chalk that up to problems. Yep. Went all the way through, 16, 17, 18, and 19. I was there. Was not an MVP at the time. And then Chicago, I was in Chicago last year. It was a great time. Jory, hey, yes, I have a post-nasal drip I've had for a few weeks now. So I'm just kind of living through it. It's a lot better, but it's the weather here. I think it'd be cool in Orlando. This year, this year it's probably not going to work because I don't have any sponsorship to go there because I left my company, and now just Rubix full time, and it would be cool to go. The travel, I don't think they cover any of that, so it's pretty expensive trip all around. More importantly, though, I have two events kind of before and after it, I think. So there's the MMS in Nashville I'll be at, which is I just said what it is. It's MMS in Nashville. That's 3 days there. So that's in October. It's actually during my birthday. So it ends on October 15th, which is my birthday. And the other one is the brand new Workplace Ninjas in Dallas. That's just beginning in December. So fitting in a California trip is, it's going to be difficult. And then there's so many, there's different work trips that pop up. And I do have a family, so I don't like living on the road. I actually don't like traveling, but I do it. So I think the answer is it's 99%. It's not going to happen this year, which is fine. Not a big deal. Where's that package machine? I'm going to use this to enroll. And we'll just try this. Yeah, I know people do that. They bring the family out to the parks, but that just costs more money. And whatever. Everything costs money. I shouldn't really complain about that. Are you taking antihistamines? Not really. I should, but I'm not. Justin says there's no family. It's AI. Huh? You never know. It's very possible these days. Everything's AI, right? You can tell I'm not because I'd be smarter and be able to get to these Yeah, I'll have to give it a shot. Um, yeah, I was pretty sick 2 weeks ago when I got to. Take like an annual family trip to Delaware and the beach. I don't like the beach. I pretty much hide in a house and work, but the family and my in-laws go to the beach. And I went to an urgent care down there. I had an ear infection, um, sinus thing, and they gave me antibiotics, helped a lot. And now it's just kind of like the weather, right? Because here in New Jersey, it's could be 100 one day, could be 60 something, 100% humidity, no humidity. So I think my body just hasn't, can't adjust. Antihistamines and crying after dying in a Souls game have similar results. That's true. I do cry a lot after dying in Elden Ring. Um, RubixDevLab.com. That's, I think, the dream for me. So if you don't know, long ago, I'll say 3 years ago, before I did Rubik's YouTube stuff, um, thank you, Laprenzo. You're doing exceptionally well with Rubik's. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's easy to miss some stuff. I haven't done this in a while, so. I used to do video game streaming because I needed a hobby during the pandemic, because everyone did. We're going a little nuts. And I streamed some games, um, and yeah, I was like streaming Elden Ring at the time because that got me back into gaming. So I did quite a bit of that, and no one watched because it was like Twitch and how many? There's plenty of bald guys playing video games, so there wasn't a big audience there. So I basically just took that format and switched it to Intune stuff. But who knows? I think the ultimate goal for me would be to go back and be able to play games, like stream the gameplay, but answer Intune questions, because like that helps my mind relax. So I think that would be my ultimate, like my ultimate phase. I have to switch my position because I'm old. I can't sit in one spot too long. Yeah, it was a wild change. I mean, I was doing my job was endpoint management and basically setting up Intune tenants by day and then streaming Elden Ring by night. But that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I think that would be the ultimate end game. Would just be like streaming games and answering technical questions, give people some entertainment. Oh, Andrew Taylor's in the house. Hello, massive fan. Yeah, Andrew's such a big fan. I had to get a restraining order against him. Andrew Taylor, ladies and gentlemen. Author, Microsoft MVP. Funny guy. Oh, yep. I just realized that's I said Jory's name before, and I just realized Jory's here too. Another talented MVP. We got MVPs in the chat. That's pretty good. So hopefully this device enrolls this time, so we can test it thoroughly. And I don't think that's part of the baseline. So if this works, what I'm going to have to do is I have to start narrowing down policy that's affecting it. That is one thing I did want to show, though. So if you are having an issue with where is it? This is what happens testing this thing. There's way too many VMs at the same time. Who goats of Intune? I think I'm more like a goat. Like just when I grow my goatee long enough, my beard, I'm more of a goat. Thank you for that. That's definitely not, but I will yield to the smarter folks. Okay, so this thing enrolled. Let's log in. If it resets this time, then that's just insane, because we all saw me enroll it. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's amazing. It's just like, nope. Well, that's an issue in and of itself. It's the restraining order. I don't know. Someone might have ideas about that. Why I can't enroll a machine and it just goes immediately back. That's messed up. Yeah, that's a new problem. I really don't feel like diagnosing at all. To be completely honest with you, the hell with that. Um, am I blocking? No, that would be a different error message. No idea what happened there. Don't really feel like even diagnosing it because that's a good question. Well, I thought that too, but if I reach the enrollment limit, there should be a different error, but you never know. This lab isn't used that much. So devices, devices, no, because I keep deleting them. Plus, I think the enrollment limit is, I mean, I'll check it. I'll raise it to be sure. It should be pretty high in this lab. Device limit restriction, it is 5. I'm going to raise it to the max, as I usually do with my labs. But I would have seen a different error, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to reboot it, see what happens. That would be, who knows. Anyway, the point I was going to make is if the first thing you want to do with them, if you're having an issue with the migration, which is probably why you're here, what you want to do is put the package by itself, not the whole migration thing, just this V9, or sorry, your ppkg file. Drop it on a clean machine, and you want to run it. Basically, you can just double click it and run it. And if it runs like this just did, the package is fine. There's nothing wrong with the package. What was happening is the package was being blocked, and I was having the same behavior as most folks, and it looked like that was what was going on. So I'll revert this because I really don't need to do that now. But that's what I would recommend. I've seen that enrollment error recently. It's either network or try to connect when it's first offline. Usually works a second try. Well, let's see. It's real smooth though. It doesn't even look like an error. Like when it logs you in and brings you like seamlessly back to, yeah, look at that. It's like a dream state. It's so seamless. All right, let me trash that machine. Okay, so we'll turn that off and delete it. I don't really feel like messing with it. These I'm deleting because I'm done with them. That would actually make sense. Windows Defender application during autopilot. Let's see if that's on all devices. It's a really bad lab setup, which is good because it's going to allow me to... yeah, he's definitely excluded. There's actually no CA policies in this tenant for that reason. But that is a good call. Yeah, always make sure your package users are excluded from CA. Yeah, that's why I wanted to come on live because, you know, I really didn't want to do this with my brain alone. Desktop. Let's clean some of these. We'll leave these. Not a big deal. Configuration. Actually, let's see if we have application control on. No, but there's a bunch of nonsense in here. That additional security, what else was in it? Because I did put this on all devices. Yeah, let me just unassign this. I think this is just causing problems for everybody, especially because I don't know what's in there. Yeah, there's like, I turned off the ASR stuff because that was causing issues. I unassigned them. I think it was that big, messy policy. So let's go ahead and spin up another VM with Hyperpilot. that one, and we'll see if we can get it to enroll, create a new VM. We'll say migration 24H2, 2 cores, 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, so for Christopher, the interesting part of this was the failure I had yesterday definitely matched a lot of what the Discord members had, which is the package never made it that far. It basically the behavior was such and that the package didn't run, even though it wasn't indicated in the logs. Turned out I didn't have good error handling for that in the logs. I thought I did, but I was wrong. And it didn't get far enough to even attempt to log in where you would see it in the log. So the package itself was being blocked by a Windows policy. And that seems to be consistent with the behavior others are having. So that's why I want to try to recreate it here and then figure out a way to exclude it from things or make sure certain things are on. One thought I have, and I'm probably going to bake it into V9, right? Because so much of this is operational. You can only solve so much of it with tech. I think what we're going to end up doing is have a script that puts... basically, we're going to take a group, to be migrated, and exclude it from most device policies. And I would say a few hours to a day before migration, we put the device in that group as a staging area. To exclude. Now, the only problem will be is any of those policies that tattoo on the device, that's going to somewhat be an issue because, hold on, am I blocking personally owned? I shouldn't be because I enrolled a bunch yesterday. No, that would be a different error. Yeah, so I'm thinking of just excluding them because if it's policy, we won't know what policy is in every tenant. So the staging area will kind of exclude you from policy. And then we'll just migrate you, and then you'll get policy in the new tenant. Someone said they also tried to specifically force the provisioning packages because there's that policy here, which I didn't get to play with yet. Delete on the fly. Yeah, that's what I was looking. That's exactly what I was looking at. Delete the. Yeah. That's what I was looking at. Now, does that control it, or is that just the policy enforcement? See, that's what I'm wondering, if it sits somewhere else on the device. I have to test that registry key. Excuse me. It's part of the live stream. Can't edit out the coughing. Oh, we got 32 folks in here. I didn't even realize. Hello, everybody. If you're joining late, whatever. If you're joining late, I'm doing live migration troubleshooting because I want to help everybody by getting this thing back up and running. And it seems like it's... the problem with these things is it feels like something changed overnight when nothing changed. And that's typically... That's very on brand for Microsoft. Oh, this MFA is going to cause me to rage. So, I've confirmed the package still runs. In my baselines, I have the block add and remove packages. And this is how I get around it. What kind of migrations are you trying to do? Yeah, these are my Intune to Intune device migrations that seemingly have been okay. Just lately I've been having an issue, so I'm trying to get to the bottom of it for folks. So my hunch was that something in the policy changed, or maybe folks have added policy and they don't know. So yeah, I think so far it was good to delete. Yeah, Christopher, that's where my head has pretty much been at, and I think ultimately is going to be the solution here. Even if people don't think something's changed, I'm wondering if someone turns a baseline on or people start playing with policies. So not them, but like other folks in their org. So I'm thinking that would be the best thing is to build that into the package, verify that reg key, and then adjust it, delete it, the whole thing. Um, with the Intune policies, do policies get tattooed a lot, or just the strong security defaults? Yeah, they shouldn't anymore. I think that was the problem with the original baselines, is they all got tattooed, but now most of them have been switched like settings catalog based stuff, so not supposed to be. But I'd have to go dig in to see which ones are tattooing. Can you do a live video or live? Can you do a video or live on how to read the autopilot logs? Yeah, that's been on. I have two lists, right? I have a list of video topics to cover, and then I have a list of like what I want to talk about in the beginning, or the thumbnails and the pictures. Unfortunately, that list is usually longer. It's like, Steve and a banana get into a fight with a taco outside of a Burger King or something like that. That list is usually a lot longer. But now, autopilot logs or autopilot troubleshooting is something that is in my plans to cover soon. All right, so let's hope we're good here and we can enroll. Next. Because now we're on a totally new problem here, which is just want to enroll the device. Checking for Windows updates. It's pain. If it goes back to the OOB, I just might quit for the day, honestly. I might just go home. Well, I am home, but I might just take a day off. Or get a priest involved. I don't know. There's been environments I've worked on where the problems are so weird, I'm like, I don't think I can help you. I think you need an exorcist, because we're not dealing with a human element. We're dealing with that of the beyond. Oh, good. Okay, we got in. All right, so let's let that simmer without the policy. Company portal should be here. Yeah, it is there. And that's going to have the migration app. And once this is all tuned up to go, we'll check a few things, and then we'll try to run it. What do you think the problem with enrollment was? Well, Alex, I think Jory was right. I think it was the... I have a giant security settings policy in this tenant that was applying that I really don't know what's in there, because I set it up on like a whim just to have a second tenant. And it was that additional security one. So there was some ASR rules in there. There was the thing blocking the package. So I just unassigned it, and it was somewhere in here. But trying to figure out what it was is, who knows? I don't really feel like going through it, but I'm going to have to ultimately. So I'll probably put it back and start excluding things. But that enrollment problem was brand new to this live stream. So that I'm ignoring. I can't deal with two problems right now. I'm going to stay focused on migration, because that's just too disturbing in and of itself to deal with. So, unfortunately, I think that's pretty easy to figure out. I think it was a WDAC thing, or a Defender for Cloud Apps thing. I would absolutely believe that. There's always a balance when you're doing this as a, it's one thing to go through these problems academically, but it's another when you're like on the job, you're an admin, you're having these. It's kind of like got to dodge and weave your way through and determine what's worth your research time, right? There's only so many cycles you can put into that a week, so I feel like it's pretty aggravating to deal with. Let's see here. All right, so 8588. Let's go look for the device. 8588. Look it up by the serial. That's why I like the serial number in my VMs. This guy's brand new. Showing up. Configuration. Nothing yet. Okay. But we'll just, I mean, it is in the source tenant. It's here. It's good enough to, he's texting me. All right, I'm going to try to run the migration. Make sure it works. So testing this without policy. And we'll see what happens. And this will confirm that it is policy. Moving some stuff around. Okay, there we go. Let's see what happens. I should be prompted to log into the destination tenant. It's thrilling. It's like the most exciting live stream on YouTube right now. No, continue without the data. So we want to use another account. We want to use the target. All right, authenticate it to the target. Let's see if the migration finishes. I think without that policy, it should. I think the policy was doing it. So next is going to be just a... I think it's just going to be... Why am I... Oh. This happened to me a few times. I don't really know. That I'm going to look into as well. Probably going to change that in V9. I don't think people... I got to ask if people like that. Because that was a change for V8. That was kind of asked for, but... You know what they say when you careful what you wish for. So I don't know if people like the authenticating during the process running. All right, we'll see what happens. The hardest thing about this whole solution, because it's a little old now, is the testing of it. It just takes so long. All right, device migration is in progress. PC is being migrated. Okay, that's cool. Looking pretty good. It should reboot itself if we can log into the... Let's see if the device is gone from... Yeah, okay, it's been deleted, so... Let's log in with new credentials and see if the provisioning package worked. RubixDev.com, not Rubix Dev Lab. Yep, we're in. It would say username or password is incorrect if it wasn't. This is the new environment. It'll show up soon. I've renamed it V9-something, but we'll check that. All right, I think that confirms. It is most certainly policy. I'm going to use texting for this one. I mean, I'm going to try to add the... I think the registry key is going to be the best bet to ensure that nothing stops that. Why did it change all of a sudden? I don't know. There's only so much time you can spend on looking through things. Maybe, I don't know. It's not part of the baseline. I didn't see it, but all right. So this device is called V9-8588. Usually takes a minute to show up in Intune, so let's go to Entra. Oh yeah, real devices would be way worse. Like even with the VMs, it's like it's takes forever. Okay, so we have all devices V9-8588. Yep, there it is. Package brought it in. Package works fine. It was the policy. So all right. Well, in that case, I'm going to say thanks everyone for joining. That was a pretty good live stream. That was like, wow, it's like 45 minutes. Thanks everybody for hopping in. So that definitely confirmed it. I have a little more work to do on my end to build the fix in. But I was super helpful. You know, your ideas and stuff was good. So I think that was fun. I promise we'll do more live streams that are scheduled. I know I tend to do them impromptu, but I think that's kind of fun too. It's like, you know, surprise on a Tuesday. So, but I didn't bring any donuts or anything. All right, later.